Hey, how's it going out there, folks? The Philosopher's Stone, back at you with the night vid. Just got this new lamp, and it's pretty cool, man. 18 bucks on Amazon. You can kind of place your phone underneath it, and there you have it. Level up 2024. I told you, man. So, anyways, I've been watching some more YouTube, and I come across an audiobook. I'm getting a lot of audiobooks show up in my feed, and it was called Going Monk Mode, right? It's like fucking, this is what happened back in MGTOW days. People were going monk mode, and I talked about going monk mode, and I sort of did. I've been in monk mode now, I'd say, for the past 7 years. I didn't even realize it. And in the beginning, it kind of sucked because it's like you leave everything that you've known behind, right? It's one extreme to the next. Live in a big city and be part of the matrix. Go get a job, you know? You get so immersed in that lifestyle. But it always seemed so artificial to me, man. I always seemed like they were playing some sort of character. Everybody was playing a character. This is the boss, and this is the CEO, and this is the worker, and this is the cab driver, and this is the truck driver, and everybody's playing a character, right? In the Matrix. That's the way it is. But when you come out of it and you go into solitude, man, solitude is like your best friend. It's really the only place you can get your mind straight. And in the beginning, when you isolate yourself, it's like being in prison. It's the same thing, right? It's like you give yourself a self-inflicted prison sentence. It's like, fucking, all right, man. I'm going to go hide away for fucking 7 years, work on myself, become a better person, you know, do research, try to understand how everything sort of comes together in this reality, figure out how reality works, you know, just shit like that, right? What else am I going to do? Start working out, read a few books, right? But the solitude of just not having anybody around, man, I love it. The only thing is missing is a dog. It really is, man. I love uh, just the peacefulness, man. And that's what happens. It's like all the great thinkers, man, philosophers, and everything of the ancient times. They're all loners, man. How else could they come up with those brilliant ideas if they weren't in solitude? Tesla and all that stuff, man. They start catching on to the game at an early friggin' age, man. Yeah, in time, like friggin' they caught on to the game and how it was all fixed fucking program, right? That everybody bought into because they were fed of delusions, right? Got fucking delusional. Feed them booze and numb them out. Give them 9 to 5 jobs so they can't think, you know, and do whatever they can to fucking suppress a person's way of thinking so they couldn't think for themselves, right? It's control. And they did it from such a young age that you had no idea, man. As I said, only a select few can pull out of that and see it for what it is. But for me, it took me going into solitude, or I never would have been able to see it. And, you know, I, the more simple my life is, the more simple life is. It's as simple as that. And there's a lot of simples in that paragraph. I mean, what are we doing? We're out competing against one another and cutting each other's throat and trying to climb the corporate ladder and trying to whatever it is, man. It just seems so artificial, you know? And in order to find your true, authentic self, the only way to do it is to beat the game and then go into monk mode. Because they're the last. They're the last of the survivors. Were the ones that went into monk mode. The ones that didn't need anything to be happy. They didn't need any fancy things to be happy. No fancy cars, no fancy houses, no fancy nothing. They learned to be happy with less. And that, my friend, is the secret. Learn to be happy with less. Be thankful for the little things in life, man. Gratitude goes a long way. People wait until they start acquiring stuff to be grateful, right? But it's the opposite. It's like I said, looking in the mirror, man. The reflection is flipped. You need to be grateful first when you have nothing. Then you start accumulating stuff. The thing is, man, I always talk about, the Matrix and escaping the Matrix and all this other stuff, right? And when I think ahead to the stuff that I was, the information that I got when I was getting red pilled a few years back, I became a conspiracy theorist, which now people are saying, well, there's more validity to the conspiracy theories than once was said, right? Especially after 2020. And the thing is, once you start digging down and discovering the darker truths that nobody else wants to know, they'd rather just not know, right? Rather just play the game and do what they're doing and not question anything, and I can pay their taxes and just do what like everybody else is doing and not question one single thing until it happens, until it slaps them in the face and they're not prepared. I live a minimalist lifestyle. I like it. I corrected my mindset with it. I got many benefits from it. Meditating and quieting the mind, the mental chatter of the mind, where all the suffering is, in the mental chatter of the mind. That's where the suffering is. That's why people drink to quiet their mind down. Right? For the most part. That's what I did. It'd bring me back into the present moment, where I could never stay, because depending on what sort of drugs you did, hard drugs and shit like that, crack cocaine, right? Fucking cocaine and heroin and all that shit, man. Fuck, those things are gonna fry your brain. They put you in all kinds of trips. Your soul is like fragmented across the whole universe. You lose yourself. You got so many thoughts. Same thing with cannabis. A good sativa will take you on all kinds of trips, man. It's like a scatterbrain mentality. That's why a lot of people get paranoid when they smoke weed, because their fucking mind takes them on these trips, man. They start thinking about all this weird shit. The drinker, he just wants to quiet his brain from the stressful day. Quiet it down just enough so he can go to sleep and do it again. Get up and do it again. Get up and do it again. Look forward to the weekend. To get 2 fucking days to quiet your brain, get up and do it again. Nah, man, it wasn't for me. Seen that shit a long time ago. And I always picked this minimalist lifestyle, even when I lived in the city. I lived the cheapest way possible, man. I had a lot of different jobs. I wasn't staying at one place for the rest of my life, man. I just couldn't see it happening. And just like to spend a lot of time alone. I just sit in the car, in the parking lot, all day long. Before I went home, went to sleep, after work. I enjoyed the hell of it. I mean, it was great. It was my own solitude. There's no noise, no phones ringing, no nothing. I knew right away, man. I'm going to be a monk. I'm going to minimalize the shit out of my life. And once you got your power back, man, once you've really discovered how you truly want to live, and a lot of people don't know how they truly want to live, only what they've been programmed to believe, right? It takes a long time sometimes, man. But monk mode consists of deprogramming. All the stuff I talked about in all the videos I've done. The deprogramming from the matrix. Part of being a monk. Right? Unlearning everything that you've been taught. Limiting beliefs. Stuff that you were fed that are not true. That are limiting your potential to persevere in life, right? That's what happens. When you unbrainwash yourself, deprogram, stop focusing on anything that's out in the mainstream, isolate the shit out of yourself, have no friends, deprogram and then reprogram your mind to how you want to see things show up. Fuck, it takes a long time. Getting sober. You got to do it with clarity, man. You know, the booze, it's just not, there's no control. It's just like freaking self-sabotaging myself every fucking time, right? Just because I wanted to quiet my brain down. I mean, isolation, man. Cabin out in the woods. Little dog. Golden retriever. Right? Fireplace. Like a one bunk. Right? Not a fireplace, but a wood stove, right? Grow your own food, man. Do whatever. Like, I seen that, man. And you know what? You gotta have I find you gotta either be all in on something or don't do it at all, right? And for me, I don't know if I'd be all in on that, man. I mean, I'd like to make it as part of my life, but I seen this guy, my self-reliance, right? And he's got the golden retriever. And he lives out in the woods, and he does everything on his own, right? Grows his own food, and smokes his beef, and got the setup, right? But it's a lot of friggin' work, man. It's a lot of work to be self-reliant. It truly is, man. But that's the only way. It's either be self-reliant or depend on the fucking government, man. A lot of people are too trapped to be able to pull out of the matrix now. That's the problem. And it's not going to get any easier as time goes on. But with that being said, I guess we'll end the video at that. My last video was 20 minutes. This one here is 14, so yeah, man. Have a good night. Take it easy. See you in the next.